All right, let's get some sanding done. Right up to the line. All right, we got us a little 220 sandpaper here. We're going to try to finish this up with. And this is just a dowel with a piece of cork on the back of it. And now you can't see that. Farfig, flargen, flarnin, farkin, all of that good stuff. This is just a little piece of wood with, again, a piece of cork on the back of it. Pretty exciting stuff, isn't it? What other exciting stuff is going on at this moment? Let's see, I took a final exam yesterday, and that was in my welding 3 and metal joining class. And with that, I believe I am finished with my welding certificate. There is talk that they are going to add an associate's degree, but we will have to wait and see if that comes to fruition or not. Today, thank you very much. Today, this morning, I took my final exam in jig and fixture design, in which we are learning all about work holding devices, also known as the thing that you use to hold the thing that you're trying to make. And that could be as simple as a vise or a set of vise jaws, or it could be as complex as like air over hydraulics, automated clamping and sequencing devices. So not only are we learning, were we learning about them, but we were also designing them and learning how to draw in a 3D CAD program called Inventor. And so you would have to draw the part, but then you would also have to draw a number of parts and assemble them into a work holding device. So you would have multiple parts in an assembly to put together. So I took my final exam for that, which I think I did okay in. And then I went to work and built guitar bodies. We're making paint bodies, which consists of pieces of poplar, because poplar takes paint very well. It machines pretty easily, and it is less expensiver than other woods because, well, let's be honest, it's not the prettiest wood there ever was. But if you're going to paint it, it doesn't really matter. So I think I finished up 13 of those. And then, well, I glued up 10. After my exam, I went and I glued up 10 that I made yesterday, and then I made the parts for, I think, 13 more. So, and then I just recently got done with my final exam on the 2-axis prototrack mill. And I think I did okay with that. Okay, I think I've got that shape. I think that shape's okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this this is an old microfine. It's one of these 3M sanding pads. After you sand all the stuff off of them, you still have a pretty nice pad left. So now what we're going to do is we're going to just kind of break that edge so we don't have a sharp corner, because it will make attempting to finish this less fun. So yeah, took the ProtoTrack final exam, and that was basically, he gave us a part and it had a somewhat intricate edge on one side, or actually on two sides, that you had to program in, and then you had a series of holes and bolt circles and stuff that you had to write the program so that it could semi-automatically get milled out. So I did that, and that only took 2 hours. So it's been a kind of a jam-packed day, and I've had a couple of people ask me to come do certain events over the weekend, and I told them that sounds great, but I have to work on Liam's tiny guitar because I am behind, and I don't like being behind. So that's why we're here doing this. Is that pretty close? Yeah, I think that's pretty close. Let's go ahead and finish this. All right, now we're just going to do a very quick and very light 220 sanding of all of our surfaces. All right, let's do this face as well. All right, now we're going to blow the dust off it with the shop air, and then we are going to take a moist, not dripping, not soppy wet, but just moist towel, and then we're going to wipe all this mahogany, and that is going to cause, if we have any ends of the grain and we wipe the water across that, they are going to stand up, and that's what we call whiskering, because it is nice and smooth right now. And then when we wipe that on there and let it dry, it's going to fuzz up because the water has caused those fibers to stand up. So we're going to do that. We'll let that dry, then we'll come back, we will sand it one more time, and then we'll be ready to put the first coat of TruOil on Liam's tiny guitar neck. Super exciting. No, it's not, but it's necessary. You also kind of get a sneak peek of what the finish is going to look like. There isn't a figure on this piece of wood, meaning there's nothing flamed, there's nothing quilted, there's no burl or anything like that. You can see the grain is, you can see the grain better, but there is no figure, so to speak. but it does darken up a little bit. And now, if we run our hands across it, it's all fuzzy again. So this next time we sand it, then we'll get rid of those fuzzies, and then when we go to finish it, it'll make finishing this a whole lot easier. All right, let's get this thing moving. I have already done a single coat on the bottom of the neck heel and let that kind of half dry, just so that, because I'm not really, other than the one coat to seal that part of the wood, I'm not really concerned about finish on the bottom of this. So what we've done is we've taken this this piece of rod, drilled a hole in it, and so now I have a screw in here, so now I can manipulate this neck as I need to. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to do the top here, and if you have been following us for a long time, you'll know that I have a certain way that I like to do TruOil usually. And the first coat I like to put on pretty heavy until it stops absorbing the TruOil, because you can lay it on there and look back in a very short amount of time and all of the glossy is gone because it has drinking. It has consumed and absorbed all of that TruOil. So that is what we're going to do. And my guess is we're going to have to put more TruOil in our cup. I don't ever work out of the bottle directly, because the longer you leave the bottle exposed to air, you're going to shorten the lifespan of that bottle. I don't poke a bit, I don't tear the foil off of it. I just leave a little hole in the top of it. I pour it out as I need, and it's no big deal to pour some more in a cup. There's no award. You don't get a prize. So that will help your investment in this last longer, because they're not giving this stuff away. You have to buy it. Many people won't buy it in this size bottle. I have enough projects that I go through that it's not a problem for me to run through a bottle that size. You are going to notice that it is going to absorb differently when you come to end grain, because, as we have discussed, wood is just a series of tubes. Those tubes are originally designed to transport water and nutrients from the trunk, from the roots up through the tree into the leaves. And there's this whole process of stuff that goes on, and that is what those little tubes do. What they also do is they will drink up finish to the point where it will look darker than the other wood. So that is just, it's just the way it is, and it's just something you have to be aware of. And same thing, wherever this wood is, I'm going to just go over it, and if it just instantly takes that finish up, we'll come back in a bit and put a subsequent coat on it until it just kind of stops drinking it up. And then we'll make sure that we wipe off any excess, and then we will let that dry. I usually go ahead and finish the side of the fretboard. Every what? 43 minutes. Good, you're listening. Because I finish my fretboards, fingerboards, if they're like, you know, rosewood or, you know, some other, like, not something I'm going to shellac. We're doing a true fender style neck. So I don't know if you can tell, this has really drunk up this finish. So I'm gonna quickly try to manipulate this so that I can get this back part here and this bottom part here. Yeah, so this fretboard is gonna be finished with just boiled linseed oil in it. It will give a very similar appearance to what we're doing here. And now we're going to go back and look, and sure enough, that's just all super dried up already. Make sure you go back and get any drips off, because if you don't, you're going to have to deal with them later, and it's a big pain to deal with it later rather than dealing with it right here. All right, there is the first coat, the first of many coats for the neck. I guess I could turn it like this so it'd look kind of more normal-ish. Williams Tiny Guitar. Yeah, all right, that's all right. So now, probably in the wrong camera angle to see this, we're gonna put this in a vise. And we're going to let that sit there, and we will come back to it tomorrow. My personal experience, which is worth exactly what you are paying for it, is that it is not worth trying to put that back into there. There is a fairly decent chance you're going to get some sort of contaminants on it. What you can do is, I don't know if you've been watching for the channel for a while, I made this a long time ago. I mean, I've been on YouTube for 10 years, and this is something that I made fairly early. And this is just pine, and I have put leftover TruOil on this so much that it has taken on quite the nice little bit of luster, if I do say so myself, which I just did. So what I can do is I have this neck caul to go with the fretting station, and we could, just to kind of protect it, we can just coat this up. And this is just a plain piece of pine or pine, fir, you know, who knows what it really is. But this, if we do this many times, we'll take on that same golden kind of color that that neck rest has. So we'll find a couple other things to color up and use the rest of this, not necessarily on our project, but we'll get some use out of it anyways. So, all right, next step is, we are going to start prepping the body, because that's going to be an adventure, because we're doing stuff we've never done before. So, yeah, you'll want to come back for that. Anyways, I'm James. This is Rattlecan Guitar Restorations. If I can do it, you can do it. Get out in the shop and do something, even if it's, you know, I don't know, picking up gum wrappers that you leave all over the place. You guys have a good one. Cheers.
Hey everybody, thanks for hanging out with us this afternoon here at Rattlecan Guitar Restorations. If you're not already subscribed, make sure to click my beautiful face above. Hit the bell to be notified next time we drop a video. Here's a video that the Hive Mind has picked out especially for you. And remember, if I can do it, you can do it. You guys have a great weekend. Shut up, cat! Cheers.